Hey guys, I want to talk some more about customer follow-up. It's one area of our business that we really, it's a huge potential, and I think a lot of us, I know for me in the past, almost 8 years, it's been an area that's been really hard for me. It's probably one of my weaker areas, but I've always been trying to build a system and to create a system and to make it work so that it's just a natural part of my business. I love the system that I have now. I think it works great, and I'm sure there's areas that I can improve and tweak upon. I want to just share with you what I do, and then you can tweak, you can add anything, you can take any bits of information and work it into your own. I know I'm posting a lot of other links of other consultants that have systems that work really well for them. And that's the key, is just to find a system that works for you so that you can utilize all of these customers that you already have. Don't just wait for them to come back to you. Use that follow-up that we have. And that's the great thing about direct sales, is that we have the ability to be in contact with our consultant or with our customers and to really provide that great personal experience. So what I do is I print out every single order that is entered. So even if it belongs in a party order and I already have all of the order forms all filled out, I will still go through and I will print out everybody's page when I've entered it into the order. The reason I do this is because on the order forms, a lot of times I don't have enough room to write down what I'm giving them as samples. And I've found over the years, because I always like to give samples to my customers, and I add them into their orders, into their bags, I was simply writing the fragrance of the name of the samples that they were getting, or of the washer whiffs, and putting it in their bags. And when I would talk to the customers, they would tell me they loved the samples and they wanted to order more of it. The only thing is I didn't know which sample they received, because some of my customers I will send, they'll just get one sample. But if I have a customer who's going to be spending $100 at a party, I'm going to give them a few more samples than I am going to of somebody who's spending $20 at a party. So I would be giving multiple samples to a customer who was then calling me and telling me, they loved this fragrance and they wanted it in these products, and we would be playing a guessing game of what fragrance it was that they received at a sample. So I then just decided I'm just going to print out everybody's order form, and that way I can make little notes. I can just jot it down what sample I am putting in everybody's order. And especially if I have long distance parties where I'm getting, outside orders and the products are all just going to the hostesses, and they're delivering it, or else they're just simply going straight to the customer. I like to give, a thank you gift to every one of them. And again, it's just the samples. Sometimes it's a scent circle or dryer discs, just depending on the kind of the value that they are spending. But I want to write down, I want to make sure what I am giving to those people, I'm able to talk about them later, because most likely they're going to throw away the packaging. And when I can do my follow-up calls and I can ask, how are their products working out for them? Do they have any questions about how to use it? How do they like their fragrances? And then I can ask, how did you like your sample? And see if, and some people will say they absolutely loved it, or other people will let me know, oh, I don't like, bakery scents. And that lets me know for future reference that I can just jot down any notes that they tell me. And I will either, I'm busy, I've got lots of kids, so it's not always quiet at my house. So I don't always phone. Sometimes I'll phone, shoot emails, shoot text messages, send postcards, just let people somehow keep in touch. So you set a system that works best for you of how you can follow up with your customers. But I like to make sure that I can write down the information of what I'm giving to each of my customers, and also the information they're telling me when I'm following up with them. And then what I do, the reason I have it all broken up into just different months of my orders. I will go through the beginning of each month. I go through and I just go to my orders of 3 months prior, and I type in each customer's name, and I do a search through my workstation. And if they have not ordered within those 3 months, I take their address and I'm putting it onto a label, and I'm creating a list of all of my customers who ordered 3 months prior but have not reordered since. And each one of those customers is going to receive just a little postcard, a little reminder about, they can reorder. And then I make a little label every single month. My labels are different, and on them I'll just have if there's a special going on, if there's 10% off with Scentsy, or else if there's holiday warmers that are going on, or holiday products. If there's the new scent of the month sticker is always on there, or a new fragrance that I think they're going to like. So I changed my labels, my kind of little catch moments of what I want to catch them and draw their attention to, and to reorder with me. And then I just simply post that any online orders or any orders with me, they'll receive a free product. And that, again, is just going to be my Scentsy samples, or else it's going to be like a scent circle, or again, depending upon the value of their order, I'll add more freebies to them with my little thank you cards at the end. And then what I like to do is I like to keep that list of all of those customers that I'm sending those postcards to. So over the month, or even like 2 months and the month after, I can see if who of those customers are coming back and reordering, and seeing if my postcards are making a difference, if that is bringing in business for me. So I can see if that's a smart, use of my time of filtering out my customers, as well as seeing if it's a smart investment with the postage. So that is my follow-up system. So please share any ideas that you have. If you already have a great system in place, just make a quick little video or take some pictures of what you do and let us all know. I really, really feel strongly about following up with our customers. If we just set aside even just 1 day a week, if you wanted to always have it on a Monday or a Tuesday, I'm setting up 1 day where you can follow up with even just 10 of your customers, whether you want to text them, send them a quick little email, or if you want to just, call them on the phone even, and simply just ask, how are they liking their Scentsy products? How are their Scentsy products working out for them? I've had many conversations with customers that they are telling me their Scentsy warmers aren't working, and I'll say, will you please send me a picture of it? And they have their Scentsys set upside down, so they actually have the elements on the bottom and the dish on top, and the wax isn't warming, and it's simply just because they were not clear on how to set up their warmers. So just follow through with your customers and ask them how's their products working out for them. And then one great thing, instead of asking, would you like to reorder anything, always lead up with, would you like to host a party? They can always host, so many different ways. It doesn't have to be that home party, and that's what a lot of customers are worried about, is having that at their home. But just let them know, how would you like to have, you earn your next Scentsy for free and half price. Would you like to host a party? And if they say no, then you say, well, that's great. Is there anything that I can order for you right now? But if you lead up with that, invitation to host a party, you're going to get some people who are going to say yes. And if you had not asked that question, they simply would have just purchased from you. So you then took that one purchase and turned it into a possible party order and gaining new customers. So I wish you guys all of the best this week. And please post below about your customer follow-ups and what is working for you. Okay, bye-bye.